Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Third Inning Podcast. I'm your host, Izzy. So, before we get into things today, I want to apologize about last week's episode. We had some technical difficulties, so once the podcast was uploaded, part of it got cut out. But this week we are going to be kind of talking about the same subject almost, about stadiums. And yeah, but obviously we only start with the scores of the day. So we use the MLB at-bat app. It is Sunday, May 5th. And currently in San Diego, we are in the middle of the 7th, and the Dodgers are losing to the Padres 3-4, and that is the MLB TV free game of the day. So in Colorado, we have the Rockies beating the Diamondbacks in the top of the 9th, 8-7. The Twins are losing to the Yankees 1-4 in the top of the 7th. The Giants and the Reds are currently tied 4-4 in the top of the 8th. That game is on TV. Then in the Mexico series, we had the Astros are currently beating the Angels 6-3, and as the top of the 7th, Alex Bregman hit a grand slam, so good for him. We have the Cardinals and Cubs are playing at 7:05 at Wrigley. The Braves beat the Marlins in 10 innings, 3-1. The Mariners beat the Indians 10-0 in Cleveland. And another one that went into 10 innings is the Royals and the Tigers, with the Tigers winning 5-2. In 13 innings, we had the Pirates beating the A's 5-3. We had the Phillies beating the Nationals 7-1. The Red Sox beat the White Sox 9-2. And the Brewers, I'm sorry, I just heard a noise, but okay. The Brewers beat the Mets 3-2. My cat's going to investigate. But okay. And then the Rangers beat the Blue Jays 10-2. And then the Orioles and Rays got postponed. We have been having a lot of rain. The NASCAR race in Dover got postponed till tomorrow. Here, we've literally had terrible weather, so probably nobody in the minor leagues got to play. Because there's a lot of minor league teams around here. And it was literally a downpour yesterday. Really, really bad. But now we're going over to first pitch to talk about minor league rankings, because as I say every week, we have not been able to get the scores. I don't know why, but I think we are on AA now, and we are going to go to standings with the East. So I have never been to one of these league games. If you're curious, I've never been to a AA game. I don't really think we have any over here, but okay, so we're going to do the 2019 Eastern League standings. So the Eastern is, we have Binghamton 16-10, Trenton 16-10, Reading or Reading at 14-11, Hartford 16-15, New Hampshire 13-16, Portland 9-18. Then in the Eastern Western, we have Harrisburg 23-6. That's really good. I don't know who they're an affiliate with. Erie 14-12, Altoona 15-14, Akron 13-16, Richmond 11-16, and Bowie 7-23. I have seen some of these stadiums before. Okay, then in the Southern League, we have Montgomery 18-10, Chattanooga 14-13, Jackson 15-14, Tennessee 15-14, Birmingham 11-18. And then Pensacola 20-10, Mississippi 15-13, Biloxi 14-16, Mobile 12-16, Jacksonville 10-12. I should try to go to a game in Jax, because that's like the closest out of all those that I just named. And Jacksonville's a really cool place. I recommend going if you haven't been. But in the Texas League, and sorry I scratched my knuckles, I keep forgetting I can't do that on here. But in the Northern Texas League, we have Arkansas 19-10, Tulsa 16-12, Northwest Arkansas 11-18, Springfield 9-20, and Texas South with Frisco 18-11, Midland 16-13, Corpus Christi 14-15, and Amarillo 13-17. So a little news, I got a notification earlier this week. I'm going to it. I only screenshot these things, so I do not have a Funko Pop of this person. They may not have one of him, but I could have sworn they did. But in history, we have breaking milestone for Strasburg with his 5th inning K of Dakota Hudson. Steven Strasburg reaches 1,500 Ks, which is strikeouts, faster than anyone in history, and that's 1,272.1 innings. So we see history being made in this game like every day, and it's awesome that we're alive at this time to see records being broken and whatnot. Obviously records are always going to be broken, but seeing things like history like that being made is really awesome and exciting for the sport of baseball. So now we're going to go into our subject for this week, and that is about MLB Stadiums. So first I'm going to ask my question of the week, and that is, what is your favorite MLB stadium? Later in the podcast, we'll be getting into what is my favorite stadium, and or I'm going to give you my top 3 favorite stadiums. I'm going to list because I don't know the names of all these stadiums. I know the names of my favorites, but just all the stadiums and in general, because first I'm going to list off ones that I've been to, maybe even say ones that I do not like. Yeah, so I think this is I'm making sure this is what it currently is. Shit, it's not. My dog's barking. I don't have the door shut because I want my cat to get into here. But okay, I'm just going to look up, hold on, here's a map. So I don't know the exact names of all the stadiums because I haven't been to every single stadium in Major League Baseball, but we're just going to go up and down the country. So first we have Marlins Park in Miami. Really nice stadium. I've been there 2 times. Yeah, 2 times. It's in Little Havana. We have the Rays Field. I think it's Tropicana Field. I have never been there. It's in St. Petersburg, Florida. We have SunTrust Park. I don't know how many times I've been there. I've been there quite a few since it's opened 2 seasons ago. And then I've been to Turner Field, and that was the Braves' old stadium. And then there was a stadium before that, but I had never been to that one because that's before my time. We have Nationals Park in D.C. I have been there. We have Orioles Park at Camden Yards. I have been there. We have Citizens Bank Field, I think, in Philly. I have not been to Philly. We have Citi Field in Queens, New York. I have not been. We have Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. I have been there 2 times. Then we have Fenway Park that I have been outside of, but I've never been to a game there. We have Cincinnati, which is the Great American Ballpark. I don't know. It's something like that. I have not been. I have been to Cincinnati, though. Oh, I left out Pittsburgh, PNC Park, which is the one I want to go. There's 2 that I really want to go to, but PNC is up there because I think they have such a beautiful stadium with the view of the city and all that. Then we have, is it Rogers Center in Toronto? I've been to a football game there, a Canadian football game, but I have not been to a Blue Jays game there. I've not seen the Blue Jays at all. We have, I think it's Co-America, something like that, in Detroit. I've not been there. We have Busch Field in St. Louis. I've been outside and to the gift shop, but not to a game. We have Wrigley. I have not been to Wrigley. And then I'm not sure what the White Sox stadium is called, but I've not been there. I've never seen the White Sox. We have, it's at Miller Park in Milwaukee. I have not been to Wisconsin. We have Kansas City, the Royals. I've been outside the stadium, but never to a game. We have Target Field in Minneapolis. I have not been to. We have the Astros Stadium, which I am not sure what the name is, but I have not been there. We have Globe Life in Dallas, I think it's in Arlington. I have not been there. We have the Rockies, which is it Coors? Yeah, that's the one I want to go to the most. I think they have a cool stadium. Then we have Arizona. Have not been to that stadium. We have the Padres at Petco Field. I've driven by. We have Angels Stadium. I have been to Dodger Stadium, the A's, and then Oracle Park, where the Giants are. I have been there. And then we have T-Mobile Field in Seattle, which I went there when it was Safeco Field. My first MLB game ever was in Seattle with the Padres. So we're going to talk about which ones are my favorites now. I'm not gonna really. It's not an order, but my three favorite stadiums are Marlins Park because they have AC and I can have a whole row to myself there. That's just really nice. Two would be Camden Orioles Park at Camden Yards. I just really love the atmosphere there, and that is one of my favorite games that I've been to. Was the Baltimore Orioles and Detroit Tigers there last season. I did vlog that, so you can go on my channel to the baseball playlist, which this podcast is in that playlist if you would like to see Camden Yards. I've vlogged at a lot of these stadiums. I've vlogged at Marlins Park. You can see that. Yeah, I've vlogged at a lot of stadiums, so there's a good chance if you watch any of my vlogs, you will see one of these stadiums. SunTrust is the one I've vlogged at the most, though. My other favorite is Angels Stadium. I just think they have like a whole waterfall because Disney has stuff there, and it's a really cool stadium. And yeah, I just really like Angels Stadium, even though I'm not the biggest Angels fan. Now, least favorites, I'm not a huge fan of SunTrust Park, and I know some other people feel the same. Turner Field is because I have so many memories there, so I don't know if that's why I prefer Turner Field over SunTrust. But SunTrust isn't one of my favorites. I mean, it's a nice stadium, but I just don't like it, and I wish the parking and all was closer because I walk to the games there. And if you don't know anything about Atlanta, there are a lot of hills, and it's usually over 100 degrees in baseball season with a ton of humidity, and it is terrible. That Yankee Stadium is nice because you just get off the subway and you're there, but the subways are slam packed full of Yankee fans, and we know how Yankee fans are. I'm sorry, but you guys are crazy. Like they chant on the subway, and yeah, it's just wild. And especially because my last time I was going to the series with the Red Sox. So, I mean, it's understandable why it was so crazy. They're playing. It's a rivalry as old as time. I think it's the greatest rivalry in sports. So yeah, understandable. But there's not a lot of stadiums that I really don't like. I'm trying to think of some that I don't like that I've been to. I don't know. I can't really think of any. But yeah, so tell me down below in the comments what y'all's favorite MLB Stadium is, and even minor league if you have any of those. My favorite minor league is the Columbia Fireflies Stadium. They changed the name. I don't remember what it's called now, and the Fireflies haven't even been there that long. They came from Savannah to Columbia, but that is my favorite minor league stadium. I really like it there. I've caught baseballs there. I've met players, so I highly recommend if you're ever in South Carolina to go to the Columbia Fireflies Stadium. They do have some college games there occasionally. I don't know if they do that in all states, but sometimes the teams of like Clemson, Carolina, they will have a game in Clemson and then maybe one at the Greenville Drive, which is a Red Sox affiliate in Greenville, and then a game in Columbia at USC. Or I know when the USC plays College of Charleston, they'll have a game at where the Fireflies play, and then if they play UNC North Carolina, they play a game in Charlotte where the AAA Knights play. So it's really cool. As I said, I don't know if all states do that. I don't know if that's just a Carolina thing or they do that everywhere. So let me know in the comments below too if you know of any colleges in your area do that, or just in general if you know of any other colleges and minor league teams do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I will be back next week, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.